what is the process for integrating systems into Takt? So when we first started Takt, we spent a lot of time with customers in their warehouses, and that also meant I spent a lot of time with IT teams. And one of the things I heard was that integrations were taking far too long. Getting data into various systems was old and antiquated, and really ran off of a series of SFTP file transfers and transferring CSVs around the organization. And in large part, that's still how the system works. But the other thing we heard was it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to implement these systems. And it often required custom code and professional services. And so when we were setting out to build Takt, we spent a lot of time making sure that our system was easy to implement and ultimately easy to use. And so we spent a lot of time in what we call our feed engine. Our feed engine, basically, if you think of the traditional ETL process, we take care of today the transform and load portion of that process. So you send us your existing reports that you may have. Oftentimes that's your labor activity report out of your WMS or your shipping system or your return system. We take that and then we are able to transform that and then ultimately load that into our system. When we take in that data, we then map it into our schema, transform it into our schema, and map it into all the nice pretty categories that you see in the product. And there's really two ways of sending that data to us. The first is our API. We're an API first company. All of our APIs that we use to build our product are available to our customers to integrate with and to our partners. But we also accept SFTP, but we didn't just do SFTP the same old way. We spent time and actually built a custom server that basically just serves as a front end to our API. It was really important to us that we didn't just have an SFTP server sitting on the internet. We wanted to make sure we took care of that from a security perspective. And so when you go into the product and you create a new feed for your time cards or your transactions or whatever it may be, we dynamically provision an SFTP endpoint immediately that's available for you to start sending data to. And that uses the same API key-based authentication that we have for accessing our API. When you upload a file there, we immediately write it back to our systems, and that file doesn't actually sit on that server. There's no ability for someone to come back and download it. That's basically just hitting our API behind the scenes. And so part of our mission as part of the Takt product and engineering team is to make sure that Takt is the easiest labor management system to implement. And our feed engine is really at the core of that. Is making sure that our customers are able to get their data into our system safely, securely, and quickly so they can start driving real performance gains.